How long did it take you to build the peace within you? And how long have you let others destroy it? We spend our entire lives searching for peace. In the stillness of a quiet morning, in the depth of a deep breath, in moments untouched by troubling thoughts. Yet sometimes, just one harsh word, a negative glance, or an unnecessary conversation can steal that calm away. The Buddha taught, peace does not come from the outside, but is cultivated from within. But if you constantly share your inner world, your emotions or your sacred thoughts, with those who do not truly understand, you unknowingly open the door for them to disturb your soul. We share because we long to be understood, but often what we receive instead is doubt, criticism, or even envy. Your inner peace is a sacred temple. Not everyone deserves to step inside. Protect that peace as if it were your most precious treasure. Share love, presence, and kindness, yes. But keep for yourself the silence you've worked so hard to create. Don't let your soul become a battlefield for others' emotions. The greatest enemy isn't out there. It's the unguarded thoughts inside your own mind. The mind is like a garden. Nourish it with gratitude, understanding, and compassion, and it will bloom. But sow resentment, worry, and judgment, and weeds will take over. It's easy to complain, to speak negatively, to pour frustrations onto others. But every word you utter carries energy, and once released, it cannot be taken back. The Buddha once taught, a worse enemy than any outside harm is your own unchecked mind. When you continuously speak negativity, you not only hurt yourself but also weigh down those who listen. Some complaints seem harmless but silently poison others' hearts. Some painful stories are not meant to be repeated. Each retelling reopens the wound. Buddhism emphasizes right speech, words that are truthful, kind, and beneficial. Before you speak, pause and ask yourself, does this bring peace, or does it bring more chaos? Not every thought needs to be spoken. Some must simply be observed, breathed through, and gently let go. Choose your words as you would seeds, for your speech is a reflection of your mind, a seed you plant in someone else's life. Silence isn't avoidance. It's a way to protect the purity of the heart. Sometimes, silence is the deepest compassion you can offer. Not everyone who listens is kind enough to understand you. We long for connection, and in moments of vulnerability, we seek someone to confide in, hoping for comfort and healing. But sometimes, in that openness, we expose our most fragile parts to those who are undeserving. The Buddha taught, to know yourself and others is wisdom. Not everyone holds compassion. Some listen only to judge. Some smile, but harbor envy. Others, without ill intent, simply lack the awareness to handle your wounds with care. Sharing is sacred, but not everyone is fertile soil for your delicate seeds. When you speak to the wrong person, your pain may not be soothed, but ridiculed, misused, or worse, turned against you when hearts change. Choose wisely, not to shut yourself off, but to protect the peace you are building. Ask, does this person truly listen with their heart? Are they compassionate enough to hold my truth like a sacred flame? If not, remain silent, not because you're weak, but because you are strong enough to heal on your own. Buddhism teaches, knowing when to speak and when to hold back, that is wisdom. Your deepest wounds are not meant for display. They are meant to be cradled in silence by those truly worthy. When the seed is still beneath the soil, don't rush to boast about the garden. In a noisy world where everyone wants to be seen and known, we rush to share our plans, hoping for recognition, encouragement, even admiration. But Buddhist teaching warns that such haste can sow the seeds of suffering. The Buddha said, "Attachment to the future is one of the roots of suffering. When you speak too soon of your goals, you create pressure, not just from your own expectations, but from others' words, glances, and judgments. Early plans are fragile, like a tiny flame in the wind. One scoff, one doubt can extinguish the hope you've nurtured. Moreover, the more you talk, the more power you give away. Others begin to expect, to judge, and sometimes to envy. Each time you speak, you risk binding yourself in fear. Can I do it? What if I fail? What will they think? Instead of action, you spiral into worry and self-doubt. Be silent like a deep lake. Work quietly. Let your results speak. Success needs no announcement. It blooms like flowers in a forest. Just as monks choose the silent path to enlightenment, you too can walk quietly to protect your dream from storms. Remember, silence is sometimes the strongest armor for young dreams. When you guard what's sacred, your soul can cultivate it fully, unshaken by outside winds. A flower doesn't need to speak to share its fragrance. Similarly, kindness needs no announcement. It spreads naturally. In today's world, where every act can become a post, a picture, or a video, kindness is losing its original purity. People help not only out of love, but for likes, applause, or recognition. Yet the Buddha said, "A good deed, even small, brings joy if done from a pure heart. Even if unseen, the good karma still blossoms." When you do something kind and feel the urge to tell the world, pause and ask, who am I doing this for? Myself or others' approval? Kindness is not a transaction, nor a tool to inflate the ego. A generous act, given without expectation, brings lasting happiness. A warm hug, a shared meal, even a silent prayer can heal more than any word. Because when you help without needing thanks, you touch the deepest level of compassion. In Buddhism, giving is not just material, it's the offering of the heart. And the highest form of giving is silent. No praise, no credit. Let every kind act you do be a silent prayer for this world. Sometimes, the most beautiful gift you can offer is a light no one sees, but everyone feels. Hold on to silence, not from fear, but from understanding the sacred value of what need not be displayed. In that stillness, wisdom grows, compassion deepens, and peace returns. Choose your words wisely, and share only what nurtures growth. If this wisdom speaks to you, please help us spread more light by subscribing to our channel. May your journey be filled with peace, mindfulness, and insight. Until next time, stay mindful and stay kind.